निःस्पृहः सर्वकामेभ्यः युक्त इत्युच्यते तदा यथा दीपो निवातस्थः नेङ्गते सोपमा स्मृता योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः यत्रोपरमते चित्तं निरुद्धं योगसेवया यत्र चैवात्मनात्मानं पश्यन्नात्मनि तुष्यति सुखमात्यन्तिकं यत्तद् बुद्धिग्राह्यमतीन्द्रियं वेत्ति यत्र न चैवायं स्थितश्चलति तत्त्वतः यं लब्ध्वा चापरं लाभं मन्यते नाधिकं ततः यस्मिन् स्थितो न दुःखेन गुरुणापि विचाल्यते तं विद्यात् दुःखसंयोगवियोगं योगसंज्ञितं योक्तव्यः योगो निर्विण्णचेतसा संकल्पप्रभवान् कामान् त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् शेषतः मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामं विनियम्य समन्ततः शनैः शनैरुपरमेद् बुद्ध्या धृतिगृहीतया आत्मसंस्थं मनः कृत्वा न किञ्चिदपि चिन्तयेत् यतो यतो निश्चरति मनश्चञ्चलमस्थिरम् ततस्ततो नियम्यैतद् आत्मन्येव वशं नयेत् प्रशान्तमनसं ह्येनं योगिनं सुखमुत्तमम् उपैति शान्तरजसं ब्रह्मभूतमकल्मषं युञ्जन्नेवं सदात्मानं योगी विगतकल्मषः सुखेन ब्रह्म संस्पर्शम् अत्यन्तं सुखमश्नुते सर्वभूतस्थमात्मानं सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि ईक्षते योगयुक्तात्मा सर्वत्र समदर्शनः यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति सर्वभूतस्थितं यो मां भजत्येकत्वमास्थितः सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि स योगी मयि वर्तते आत्मौपम्येन सर्वत्र समं पश्यति योऽर्जुन सुखं वा यदि वा दुःखं स योगी परमो मतः अर्जुन उवाच योऽयं योगस्त्वया प्रोक्तः साम्येन मधुसूदन एतस्याहं न पश्यामि चञ्चलत्वात् स्थितिं स्थिराम् चञ्चलं हि मनः कृष्ण प्रमाथि बलवदृढं तस्याहं निग्रहं मन्ये वायोरिव सुदुष्करम् श्रीभगवानुवाच असंशयं महाबाहो मनो दुर्निग्रहं चलम् अभ्यासेन तु कौन्तेय वैराग्येण च गृह्यते असंयतात्मना योगः दुष्प्राप इति मे मतिः वश्यात्मना तु यतता शक्यो वाप्तुमुपायतः अर्जुन उवाच अयति श्रद्धयोपेतः योगाच्चलितमानसः अप्राप्य योगसंसिद्धिं कां गतिं कृष्ण गच्छति। कच्चिन्नो भयविभ्रष्टः छिन्नाभ्रमिव नश्यति। अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो विमूढो ब्रह्मणः पथि। एतन्मे संशयं कृष्ण छेत्तुमर्हस्य शेषतः। त्वदन्यः संशयस्यास्य छेत्ता न ह्युपपद्यते। श्रीभगवानुवाच पार्थ नैवेह नामुत्र विनाशस्तस्य विद्यते। न हि कल्याणकृत् कश्चित् दुर्गतिं तात गच्छति। प्राप्य पुण्यकृतां लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समाः। शुचीनां श्रीमतां गेहे योगभ्रष्टोऽभिजायते। अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम्। एतद्धि दुर्लभतरं लोके जन्म यदीदृशं। तत्र तं बुद्धिसंयोगं लभते पौर्वदेहिकं। यतते च ततो भूयः संसिद्धौ कुरु नन्दन। पूर्वाभ्यासेन तेनैव ह्रियते ह्यवशोऽपि सः। जिज्ञासुरपि योगस्य शब्दब्रह्माति वर्तते। प्रयत्नाद्यतमानस्तु योगी संशुद्धकिल्बिषः। अनेकजन्म संसिद्धः ततो याति परां गतिं। तपस्विभ्योऽधिको योगी ज्ञानिभ्योऽपि मतोऽधिकः। कर्मिभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद्योगी भवार्जुन। योगिनामपि सर्वेषां मद्गतेनान्तरात्मना। श्रद्धावान् भजते यो मां समे युक्ततमो मतः। ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे आत्मसंयमयोगो नाम षष्ठोऽध्यायः। अथ सप्तमोऽध्यायः। ज्ञानविज्ञानयोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यासक्तमनः पार्थ योगं युञ्जन्मदाश्रयः। असंशयं समग्रं मां यथा ज्ञास्यसि तच्छृणु। ज्ञानं तेऽहं सविज्ञानम् इदं वक्ष्याम्यशेषतः। यज्ञात्वा नेह भूयोऽन्यत् ज्ञातव्यमवशिष्यते। मनुष्याणां सहस्रेषु कश्चिद्यतति सिद्धये। यततामपि सिद्धानां कश्चिन्मां वेत्ति तत्त्वतः। भूमिरापो नलो वायुः खं मनो बुद्धिरेव च। अहङ्कार इतीयं मे भिन्ना प्रकृतिरष्टधा। अपरेयमितस्त्वन्यां प्रकृतिं विद्धि मे पराम्। जीवभूतां महाबाहो ययेदं धार्यते जगत्। एतद्योनीनि भूतानि सर्वाणीत्युपधारय। अहं कृत्स्नस्य जगतः प्रभवः प्रलयस्तथा मत्तः परतरं नान्यत् किञ्चिदस्ति धनञ्जय मयि सर्वमिदं प्रोतं सूत्रे मणिगणा इव रसोऽहमप्सु कौन्तेय प्रभास्मि शशिसूर्ययोः प्रणवः सर्ववेदेषु शब्दः खे पौरुषं नृषु पुण्यो गन्धः पृथिव्यां च तेजश्चास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु तपश्चास्मि तपस्विषु बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां विद्धि पार्थ सनातनम् बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि तेजस्तेजस्विनामहम् बलं बलवतां चाहं कामरागविवर्जितं धर्माविरुद्धो भूतेषु कामोऽस्मि भरतर्षभ ये चैव सात्विका भावाः राजसास्तामसाश्च ये मत्त एवेति तान् विद्धि न त्वहं तेषु ते मयि त्रिभिर्गुणमयैर्भावैः एभिः सर्वमिदं जगत् मोहितं नाभिजानाति मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम् दैवी ह्येषा गुणमयी मम माया दुरत्यया मामेव ये प्रपद्यन्ते मायामेतां तरन्ति ते न मां दुष्कृतिनो मूढाः प्रपद्यन्ते नराधमाः माययापहृतज्ञानाः आसुरं भावमाश्रिताः चतुर्विधा भजन्ते मां जनाः सुकृतिनोऽर्जुन आर्तो जिज्ञासुरर्थार्थी ज्ञानी च भरतर्षभ तेषां ज्ञानी नित्ययुक्तः एकभक्तिर्विशिष्यते प्रियो हि ज्ञानिनोत्यर्थम् अहं स च मम प्रियः उदाराः सर्व एवैते ज्ञानी त्वात्मैव मे मतम् आस्थितः स हि युक्तात्मा मामेवानुत्तमां गतिं बहूनां जन्मनामन्ते ज्ञानवान् मां प्रपद्यते वासुदेवः सर्वमिति स महात्मा सुदुर्लभः कामैस्तैस्तैर्हृतज्ञानाः प्रपद्यन्तेऽन्यदेवताः तं तं नियममास्थाय प्रकृत्या नियता स्वया यो यो यां यां तनुं भक्तः श्रद्धयार्चितुमिच्छति तस्य तस्याचलां श्रद्धां तामेव विदधाम्यहम् सतया श्रद्धया युक्तः तस्याराधनमीहते लभते च ततः कामान् मयैव विहितान् हितान् अन्तवत्तु फलं तेषां तद्भवत्यल्पमेधसां देवान् देवयजो यान्ति मद्भक्ता यान्ति मामपि अव्यक्तं व्यक्तिमापन्नं मन्यन्ते मामबुद्धयः परं भावमजानन्तः ममाव्ययमनुत्तमम् नाहं प्रकाशः सर्वस्य योगमाया समावृतः नाभिजानाति लोको मामजमव्ययम् वेदाहं समतीतानि वर्तमानानि चार्जुन भविष्याणि च भूतानि मां तु वेद न कश्चन इच्छाद्वेषसमुत्थेन द्वन्द्वमोहेन भारत सर्वभूतानि सम्मोहं सर्गे यान्ति परन्तप येषां त्वन्तगतं पापं जनानां पुण्यकर्मणां ते द्वन्द्वमोहनिर्मुक्ताः भजन्ते मां दृढव्रताः जरामरणमोक्षाय मामाश्रित्य यतन्ति ये ते ब्रह्म तद्विदुः कृत्स्नम् अध्यात्मं कर्म चाखिलं साधिभूताधिदैवं मां साधियज्ञं च ये विदुः प्रयाणकालेऽपि च मां ते विदुर्युक्तचेतसः। ॐ तत्सत् इति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे ज्ञानविज्ञानयोगो नाम सप्तमोऽध्यायः।
नमः परमर्षिभ्यो नमः परमर्षिभ्यां। हरि ओम। उपासकानां यदुपासनीयम् उपात्तमासं वटशाखिमूले तद्धाम दाक्षिण्यजुषा स्वमूर्त्याम् जागर्तु चित्ते मम बोधरूपम् अद्राक्षम् अक्षीणदयानिधानम् आचार्यम् आद्यं वटमूलभागे मौनेन मन्दस्मितभूषितेन महर्षिलोकस्य तमोनुदन्तम् विद्राविताशेषतमो गणेन मुद्राविशेषेण मुहुर्मुनीनां निरस्य मायां दयया विधत्ते देवो महान् तत्त्वमसीति बोधम् ममाद्यदेवो वटमूलवासी कृपाविशेषात् कृतसन्निधानः ओंकाररूपाम् उपदिश्य विद्याम् आविद्य गध्वान्तमपाकरोतु। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय यतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्गपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभितां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। अपार सच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनाम् सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम् चूडोत्तंसितचन्द्रचारुकलिका चञ्जत्शिखाभास्वरो लीलादग्धविलोलकामशलभश्रेयो दशाग्रे स्फुरन् अन्तःस्फूर्जदपारमोहतिमिरप्राग्भारमुच्चाटयन् चेतः सद्मनियोगिनां विजयते ज्ञानप्रदीपो हरः। सत्यव्रतं सत्यपरं त्रिसत्यं सत्यस्य योनिं निहितं च सत्ये सत्यस्य सत्यं मृतसत्यनेत्रं सत्यात्मकं त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नाः। We are in the 5th chapter, Panchamodhyaya. In this chapter, we have seen, I think, about 5 verses. Yesterday Bhagavan said, Jnēyaha sanitya sannyasi yaha na dveshti na kamchati nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. The essence of this shloka is a person who has attained jnanam, he should be considered as a Nithya sannyasi. By his very nature, he is a sannyasi, means a jivan mukta. One who is free, one who has found real happiness, peace. Such a one will never get bound. Sukham bandhat pramuchyate means effortlessly he will lead a life of freedom. So this Bhagavan said in the 3rd verse, and should such a person be working in the world or should be a complete renunciate? This is the question. There Bhagavan says both are equal to him. If it is his prarabdha is to work, he will work. If his prarabdha is to be a paramahamsa, no action, then he will be free of action. But the jnanam is same. Generally, people who do not know this secret will look at a person outside. That is why in worldly people have their own measurement rod. Oh, he is a great sadhu because he is wearing only one single dress he has. Eating only once, one time meal. Or some people, some mystery, he is not at all eating food, only water. And even if it is true, can you follow him? And is there any use spiritually? No. That is, some siddhi is there in them. So these things people will praise. It is actually a spiritual hridaya granthi. Anything unusual, which is not possible for an ordinary person, it is a siddhi. So such outer feats, if you consider it as the important thing, then you will miss this real spiritual essence. That is why the Shastras say, Jnanis are like Shugabrahma Maharshi. Completely renunciate, nothing. And there are also enlightened beings like Janaka, like Krishna. That doesn't mean a king is an enlightened being, no. That is also very rare. One Ambarisha, one Janaka, very rare. Even though they were or Chakravarti, monarch, there also they felt they considered the world as unreal. In Ambarisha Charitram, Bhagavatam says, Swapana Tulyam. He considered the world as Swapana Tulyam, as mere dream. And only Bhagavan as the reality. Janaka also says, although as a Chakravarti I am living here, I am feeling as if I am living in a forest. Aho janasamuhe binadvaitam pashyato mama aranyamiva samvrittam kvaratim karavanyaham. I don't own anything. Even amidst all these people, worldly people, I am as if like a hermit living in a forest. So that is a mystery. The Jivan Mukti is a mystery. And here Bhagavan is telling, he neither hankers for anything. I want this, I want that. No. Nor he hates anything. Whatever the prarabdha may bring him, he just swallows it. And his ananda is on his own real nature. Nija labha tushtaha. He is not finding happiness in outer name or fame. Not even in renunciation. Not even in sannyāsa. Not even in food. Not even in outer things. His ananda is in Atma, Swarupa. So that Swarupa Bhuta Ananda is there. Such a one is a yogi. Whether he is working in the world or not working, living alone, it is all same for him. But generally, in the very beginning of Gita Bhashya, Shankaracharya says, the more and more the person becomes evolved spiritually, actions will fall off. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says, in a traditional home, not today, the mother-in-law is in charge. Suppose she is a very affectionate, good mother-in-law, very rare. So, if she is like that, what will she do when the daughter-in-law, son's wife, she becomes pregnant? She will slowly decrease her work. And when the delivery happens, the child is born, no work to do. Only looking after the child. Like that, when the person evolves spiritually, Ishvara, Ramakrishna says, Divine Mother will decrease his work in the world. You need not give up the work will fall away. And you will find space for meditation. You will find space for jnana vichara. You will find time for all that is necessary spiritually. So, don't bother about, Bhagavan Ramana has given a very beautiful clarity where he says, you cannot renounce or retain as you wish. You are not free either to renounce or retain. If you are destined to work, you cannot give up work. If you are not destined to work, even if you hunt for work, you will not get it. So this is a principle. You have to find this principle in life. You want to work, but you are not destined to get work. In Jyotisha, in Malayalam they will say his karma is over. Karmam olinju poi. Even if he wants to work, work will not come to him. There is no question of doing. So if karma, you are destined. That is why Bhagavan tells Arjuna, you are not free. You tell, I don't want to fight. Your very nature will fight. Now you may become a sannyasi, but there also you will fight. See, he became a temporary sannyasi, a sadhu, and there also he had a fight, and there he got married also with Subhadra Apaharana. So the prarabdha, you cannot jump out of your prarabdha. So real sannyasa is like Bhagavad Avatara. So Bhagavata says, Dharmanam asmi sannyasaha, ashramanam aham turyaha. That Bhagavan manifests through a person as yati dharma. Then only it will happen. Then even if he tries to avoid it, he cannot avoid it. He will be forced to have that state. That is why Bhagavan Ramana tells in Aksharamana Mala, he says, Arunachala, you tonsured my head. You took away my clothes. You made me wear the loin cloth. Mottai adittanai vetta veliyil. Ni nattamadinai enna Arunachala. You tonsured my head, made me become a mundita shiraska, wander about without anything. So that is given by Ishvara. Then it is Ishvara's responsibility in that person. So you cannot choose. So whatever is given to you, wherever Bhagavan has placed you, stay there. And whatever direction he is guiding you, walk in that direction, but be aware of him. Be aware of your real Swarupa. Mam anusmara yudhyacha. Bhagavan tells, remember me and fight. Neither fight you can avoid, nor should you avoid this meditation, this recollection of me. So if you, sometimes people will say, sadhakas will say, it is very difficult to have spiritual practice while work. Might be difficult, but there is no other way. There is no other way. If you come out, you want to come out of that, you try, then that is also not possible for you. Then you will understand there is no freedom. And freedom is in jnanam, your swarupa. When you know your swarupa, you know you are eternally free. But you are not free in the physical plane. It is not possible. So this one has to understand. Okay. So this Bhagavan said, so Sankhya and Yoga, Jnana and Karma, both are ekam. Ekam Sankyam cha Yogam cha yaha pashyati sapashyati. Shankaracharya in Bhaja Govindam, there is a beautiful verse where he says, the yogi will appear like a bogi, or the yogi will be constantly a yogarata, or he will be amidst people or alone, whatever may be, his mind is taking delight in Brahman. Yogarato va, bhogarato va, sangarato va, sangavihina, yasya brahmani ramate chittam, nandati nandati nandatyeva bhaja govindam, bhaja govindam, govindam bhaja mudhamate. Nandati, nandati, nandati. He rejoices, he rejoices, he rejoices. Because his mind is taking delight in Brahman. And Bhagavan Ramana, his spiritual ministry was very, very natural. No talk, giving satsanga like that. But sometimes people will ask, he will answer, or sometimes he will not answer. And in Ramanacharanatirtha kitchen, there were many women, elderly women working there. They were not workers actually. They were not paid servants. They were all sadhakas, mumukshus. So some of them, they used to feel our life is here. Bhagavan is sitting there in the hall and all devotees, they are all getting benefited by that. Our life is going here. So compassionately, very often he will come to kitchen and work with them, teach them some tidbits in cooking. They used to wonder how he learned all these techniques. And there sometimes profound satsanga will happen. This Sankhya Yoga, once one Amma, old lady, Shantama Pati, she said, she was the head cook. So she said, Bhagavan, my life is getting worn out here. So much work is there. When will I meditate? I am not able to meditate. I am working all time. Bhagavan said, she thought, see, sometimes when you complain, when you say in house also, some lady, some wife, she is telling, I am so much work. She wants you to sympathize on her. That is the thing. They cannot give up the work also because their nature is to work. But they want someone to tell them that they are doing great work. So she was telling this, Bhagavan said, நான் தான் வேலை பண்றேன்னு நினைச்சுட்டு இருக்கேன். He said, you think you are working, you are the doer. Work will happen. Don't have this doership, this strain of doership, thinking that I am the doer. Just allow the work to happen, abide in yourself. If you ask who is the doer, you will find it is some Mahashakti is working through you. Then you will not get tired. No work will affect you. Work is the nature of the body, mind. It is the nature of Prakriti. And you are Purusha. You recognize that you are free. And the work will happen. Unhindered, it will happen through you. So, this is the secret. Malleswaram asked Bhagavan, once Maharshi said, you go and stay alone. Then he asked, what should I do? Whatever you want to do, but don't think you are the doer. Don't forget the reality, the truth. Become aware of your real nature. Let things happen according to their course, not as you wish. You can see this. If you observe, you can see this. You might decide, I have to go today to Satsanga early. So you decide, Gita Parayanam I have to go. And by 5:45 you start, Somebody who has not come to your house for last 10 years will come there. One day you decide, I don't want to go. I know one family, they said today we have, they told, the day before they told me, tomorrow we will not be able to come. Because we don't like what to do, we have to go to a marriage. Not here, some other place, some marriage. So it is also in the same city. They were going to marriage, they got into a terrific traffic jam, and the vehicle came right through the Naradaganasabha lane. Then they decided time is already over. And they got down there and came to the talk. So this is, things happen according to its own nature. You have to just summa be still. Then you will find how the flow of action has nothing to do with the ignorance of doership. It will happen. When you understand this working, freedom arises within you as the result of this jnanam. So this is what Bhagavan says. The secret of the knower is not meditation, not outer renunciation, and not his outward appearance. It is the inner recognition of the self. There were sages like the Tattraya, Sadashiva Brahmendra, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. And there were also sages who were very active in the world. Both type of Mahatmas you can see. So don't be afraid of work. Realization is not just an outward state, but it is in coming in contact with that principle which is beyond time and space, which is beyond action and thought. Those without much insight might opine that a Mahatma must behave in a certain way, such as remaining withdrawn from public life. Those who have moved with great saints know that saints can be found in caves as well as in palaces, in market as well as in jungle. Retiring to a cave alone does not make a person a realized being. Mirabai has sung, "If living inside a cave can give me hari, I will worship foxes and tigers. If living under water will give me hari, I will worship the fish. If by eating only fruits one can attain hari, monkeys are the greatest saints." Saints have said all this because they have found that realization is not just an outward state, it is in coming in contact with that principle which is your real nature. So next verse. Vaichu. Ekam sankyam cha yogam cha yaha pashyati sa pashyati. Paranju orikku kuda vaakiyam. Sankhya yogau prithak balaha
Sankhya yogau prithak balaha
pravadanti na panditaha
pravadanti na panditaha
ekamapyasthitas samyak
ekamapyasthitas samyak
ubhayor vindate phalam
ubhayor vindate phalam.
Sankyam cha yogam cha sankhya yogau. Balaha, in Sanskrit when you say bala, it also means child, it also means ignorant person. So here it is childish, we will say, childish. Balaha pravadanti na panditaha. Pandita means, not that word has got spoiled. by constant usage. Pandita means a jnani. Atmajnani is Pandita. In Gita, Bhagavan says, what is the sign of Pandita? Na anushochanti Pandita. One who does not suffer by ignorance, by shoka. He is a Pandita. Because he knows the truth. Atmajnanam is called Panda. Panda yasya asti sa Panditaha. One who has Panda is Pandita. So in every language in India, you have this usage. Pandit, we say in English. In Hindi also they say. So Panda, sometimes Brahmins, those who worship God in temples are also called Pandas. Sometimes they create so much trouble. You go to some places, some Tirtha Kshetra, they are like mosquitoes coming around you. So that is not real Panda. Panda means Jnani. In Tamil we call Pandaram. This Pandaram is name for Shiva or for Subramanya Swami also. He is also called Jnana Pandaram. So Pandaram is the name for Bhagavan. Anyway, so here Bhagavan says, Na Panditaha vadanti. Those who have real Atma Jnana, they will not segregate. They will not segregate, this is worldly life, this is spiritual. In the beginning you have to do. In the beginning, in the plane of Vairagya, it should be very strong. No question of world, mixing world and Jnanam. But after attaining Jnanam, the entire existence is divine for him. He finds Bhagavan everywhere. So one should not take it in the very beginning. In the beginning it should be Vairagya only. So later on the person finds that everywhere he is able to find that Bhagavad Tattva. So such a one is Pandita. So ekamapi asthitaha. If you stick to one thing, ekamapi sankhya yogayoho samyak asthitaha, samyak anushthitavan chet ityarthaha. If he is doing anushtana of one, generally you take one spiritual practice and stick to it. You are doing bhakti, hold on to it. But don't negate the other. If you are doing jnanam, hold on to it. Don't negate bhakti. See, you see a master who is full, our sampradaya, you will find in them bhakti, you will find in them jnana, you will find in them yoga, you will find in them karma, and they will not even hate worldly life. There also they will be compassionate because they know the limitation of people. So there comes the fullness, the wholeness. So, as a sadhaka, you stick to one thing. And generally, it is difficult to stick to one also. Because you have jnanam, bhakti will also be there. But your main attention, focus is on your inherent samskara janita sadhana. There you have more focus. Ekamapyastita samyak, ubhayor vindade phalam. Atahana virodho asti. Nanu sannyāsa karmayoga shabdena prastutya sankhya yogayoho phalaigatvam katham iha aprakritam braviti naisha doshaha. Yadyapi Arjunena sannyāsam karmayogam cha kevalam abhipretya prashnah kritaha. Bhagavanstu tad aparityāgenaiva swabhipretam cha vishesham sanyojya shabdandara vachyataya prativajanam dadau sankhya yogau iti. Arjuna only asked for one amongst the two. But Bhagavan says both are same. Now, the next verse, Bhagavan says, Yat sankhyaih prapyate sthanam
Yat sankhye prapyate sthanam
tadyogairapi gamyate
tadyogairapi gamyate
ekam sankhyam cha yogam cha
ekam sankhyaṃ ca yogam ca
yah pashyati sa pashyati
yah pashyati sa pashyati
yat sankhyaih jnana nishthaih sannyasibih prapyate sthanam. Bhagavad Gita says Sankhya means jnana nishtha. One who is a sannyasi, paramahamsa. He has no karma. He is absolutely established in here in his real swarupa. We have to believe it is working. Vishwasam. Yat sankhyaih prapyate sthanam sannyasibihi prapyate sthanam tad jnana prapti upayatvena ईश्वरे समर्प्य कर्माणि आत्मनः फलम् अनभिसन्धाय अनुतिष्ठन्ति एते योगिनः तैरपि परमार्थज्ञान संन्यास प्राप्ति द्वारेण गम्यते इत्यभिप्रायः. Here Bhagavad Gita says one who is doing karma without expecting the fruit or Bhagavad Arpana, he also is a Paramartha sannyasi. Or his chitta will become pure, he will also attain that Paramartha sannyasa rupa jnanam. So, both of them will come to the same place. Amongst these, in between these two, Karma Yoga is more suitable. Shrunu tatra karanam, what is the reason? Tvaya prishtam kevalam karma sannyasam karma yogam cha abhipretya tayoho anyataraha kaha shreyaniti tadanu vachanam tadanurupam prativachanam maya uktam jnanapekshastu sannyasaha sankyam iti maya abhipretaha paramartha yogasya sayeva yastu karma yogaha vaidikaha sacha tadartyat yogaha sannyasaha iti cha upacharyate. This is something in a different context Bhagavad Gita is saying here that we will see. The continuing slokas we will see. Actually, Shankaracharya, if you ask him, he will say, sannyasa is greater. Say, naishkarmya siddhim paramam sannyasena anthigacchati. And spiritually also we find that the more and more the person evolves, attains the highest jnanam, karma leaves him. Naishkarmya bhavena vivarjita agama swayam prakashaya namaskaromi. As Bhagavata puts it very beautifully. For the person, this action goes away. He is established in his real swarupa. So naturally it all leaves him. So then why Bhagavan is telling karma yoga visishyate? Because the person is not ready. The person, if he is telling that I will give up everything and I will then if I eat, there is one interesting conversation. One disciple asked a guru, what all things are needed for a person to become a disciple? The Guru said he should have discrimination, viveka, and intense dispassion, vairagyam, and upasana, and sense control, and the power to endure, tidiksha, so many things. Then what should the Guru do? The Guru should just sit and give upadesham. Then I will become a Guru. It's easy. Like that, you tell, oh, karma sannyasi is great, so I will become a karma sannyasi. It is not possible. Na karmanam anarambhat naishkarmyam purushosnute. Nacha sannyasanadeva siddhim samadhigacchati. Before itself, Bhagavan told, without even starting to do your action, you will not attain naishkarmya siddhi. Simply by outer renunciation, you will not become a paramahamsa. So you should, Karma Yoga, Bhagavad Pada says, it is for Chitta Shuddhi. Karma Yoga is actually Bhakti Yoga. Swakarmanatam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manava. Whatever may be your karma, with that you worship Bhagavan. And when you worship Bhagavan through action, see, your swabhava vihita karma, when you do it, your whole being will cooperate. Something else you want to do, that is not possible. So whatever may is your inherent nature, with that worship Bhagavan. In Bhagavata, we know this Kaliya Mardanam, that serpent Kaliya. So Krishna comes and dances on the hoods of Kaliya, that snake. And then Bhagavan said, now you should not stay here. You are vomiting so much poison. So much of poison comes out of it. Kaliya said, no, Krishna, I am not vomiting poison. I am giving archana to you. What? Archana with poison? Yes, whatever I have, only with that I can do archana. You have given me poison. And I am doing archana to you with poison. What else can I do? Swabhavo dustyajo natha. See, swabhava cannot be given up. Whatever you have given, with the same thing I am offering you also. Twadiyam vastu govinda tubhyam eva samarpai. Tena twadangri kamale ratim me yacha shashvatim. I am offering whatever you gave me. And by that process, the person will become pure. So that is the way. Swabhava karma you offer to Bhagavan. Swabhava jayana kaunteya nibaddhasvena karmana. By the action that you are performing as the manifestation of your swabhava, with the same action, find ways to worship Bhagavan. Then your whole being will cooperate. Otherwise, you think, oh, this is not my method, I want to do puja. Then puja you will do. Padi tungind, half asleep. Your whole being, that is why you see, Arjuna had this same problem. He wanted Pashupatastra. So he was doing tapasya in Sri Shailam. And he tried, meditation is not happening. He stood on one feet, keeping the other feet bent, supported on his knees. And like Asura tapas he was doing. Still, Shiva wanted to bless him, but he could not. Because his whole being is not there. Sometimes, you go to doctor, some serious problem, they will say, we will give you intravenous injection. The veins, the thing should be instilled, so that it will directly go. Some medicine, it will not go inside. It will not really mix with his nature. So Bhagavan wanted to help him, but Arjuna's whole being was not, Arjuna was not there. So Bhagavan found out the only way I can awaken Arjuna is by challenging him for a fight. So then Shiva came as Kirata and challenged him. First Arjuna tried to avoid, no, I should not get angry, I should be very peaceful. Then Shiva said, you don't know how to fight. This is Arjuna. And Shiva said, you do not know how to hold a bow and arrow. That was too much for him. Then they had a fight, then easily Arjuna will win. See, even in Mahabharata war, Arjuna is a very peaceful, calm person. That is why Krishna gave Gita to him. He is not a person like Karna. He is not even like Bhishma. You can see in Gita, that is why he is also an avatara. So in Bharata you will find he is very peaceful and very compassionate also. So Bhishma is terribly fighting. Arjuna will just put the astras in Bhishma's feet. Very mild form. Because he is feeling he is my grandfather. So that is Arjuna's nature. So Shiva had to challenge him in such a way that to awaken his very eye and make him fight with him. And in that fight, at last Arjuna found he cannot win with bow and arrow. Then he started hitting Shiva with the bow. And they were rolling. Then at last he understood it is not a human being, not an ordinary person. Ishvara himself has come, and Arjuna stood up and praised Bhagavan. Bhagavan asked him, what do you want? I started my tapasya for Pashupatastra. Shiva said, look at yourself. Arjuna, for that moment he looked at him. His body was golden color. His head was jata kaladhara. He appeared like Parameshvara. He said, Shivo bhutva shivam aradhayet. Devo bhutva devam aradhayet. Already the Pashupati has entered you. This is Pashupatastra. In Mahabharata, you find nowhere he uses Pashupatastra. It is not used. Then why should he do tapas? That Pashupatastra is not the any astra that he is using. It is the protection of Pashupati. The Mahabharata, Arjuna himself is asking Bhagavan Vedavyasa that people tell me that I am taking one arrow and when I am sending that arrow it becomes 100,000 like that. But actually I am not doing. I am finding a mysterious, strange, divine being in front of me, in like fire, he is moving in the color of fire. And he is doing fighting, I am getting name. This is the Pashupata Tattva that was bestowed on him. So, why did we say this story? Perhaps Murali is here. So, anyway, that has to happen in the person. When simply by outward renunciation, the person cannot escape from himself. Outward renunciation should be the fruit of inner renunciation. First the inner renunciation happens, then outer renunciation is the manifestation of it. So that, anyway, that is the goal of Gita also. Renunciation is the goal of Gita. Tyagene kya amritattva manashu. Asakta buddhi sarvatra jitatma vigata spriha naishkarmya siddhim paramam sannyasena adhigacchati. When a person attains that state of sannyasa, he is detached everywhere. He has constant atmanubhava, no desire. Then he attains the naishkarmya siddhim paramam, that supreme naishkarmya siddhi. This cannot be attained without chitta shuddhi, which is the fruit of karma yoga. That is what Bhagavan tells in next sloka. Sannyāsastu mahabaho.
Sannyāsastu mahabaho.
Dukkhamāptumayogataha.
Dukkhamāptumayogataha.
Yoga yukto munir brahma.
Yoga yukto munir brahma.
Nachirena adhigacchati.
Nachirena adhigacchati.
Paramarthikaha sannyāsaha. true sannyasa. Once in Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi's presence, in a basket, there so much fruits were kept. And one mother monkey with its baby, it was carrying the baby in its tummy. Generally, you can observe these male monkeys. They will be very violent, very strong. So they will not care even if others are there. But these female monkeys, especially if they are mothers, they will be afraid. So this monkey was with fear, it came to the presence and kept its hand on a banana. Then that attendant, Krishna Swami, he drove it away. Go, popo. Afraid, it went away. Then Bhagavan saw that, Harshi saw that, he said, became so disturbed, angry. He said, we call ourselves sannyasis. And when things come, we keep them in the store, keep the key in our hip. A monk with a key. And a monkey is a monk without a key. So this monkey, and Bhagavan says, a true monk, sannyasi comes, you don't give him anything. She is a true sannyasi. She has no home to stay. Aniketaha. Homeless. And her own child, kid, she is carrying in her own body. And she is not storing anything to her next day. When she comes, you don't give anything. And Bhagavan started calling that monkey, Vama, Vama. And she came, looked at Krishna Swami, everyone around, and took one banana from that bunch and went away. Seeing that, Bhagavan said, Namma mohatthilella kariya thechuttu porava. He said, she is going by painting our face with black color, charcoal. Means putting us to shame. She is demonstrating what is renunciation. So this is Paramarthika Sannyasa, and in nature you find they are all sannyasis. Other than human being, all other creatures are sannyasis. How beautiful, This monkey, so many monkeys are there in the hill. Not a single dead body you will get. Other than if some accident happens. That also you keep it there, don't disturb it, they will come and take it away. They have no cremation ground. They have no place to bury it. What are they doing? They have their own way. Mostly, what they will do? Ant hills. They will put the body there. And within an hour or two, the entire thing will be finished. We think we are very intelligent. Half the planet is filled with dead bodies. And you can see in Tamil Nadu, first I thought it is marriage. Because first I thought it is, they are taking Swami, Bhagavan. Because the Ratham is so beautiful, silver color, Hamsa Vahanam, etc. But Arunachaleshwara will go in a tractor. It's very sad. And this somebody is sitting. I thought he cannot be a Mapalai. Very old. Then I found dead. It is a corpse. So much flowers. Worshipping the dead body. In the name of our parampara, our tradition, the Upanishad calls this as come from asuras. Worshipping the dead body, the corpse. Even small things that we are doing, putting rice in the mouth, small thing. Even that the Shruti calls has come from Virochana. Avijñātagatir jahyāta savaidhīra udaharta. Bhagavata says, one should not know where one gave up one's body. So see, all other creatures, they don't bother about these things. They have no mirror, they have no makeup, no dress also. So in nature itself, sannyasa is there. We constantly tell human beings are the greatest. Only we can say, they will not say. So, here Bhagavan says, true sannyasa, paramartha sannyasa, is very difficult for you, Arjuna, because you have already developed the mind and intellect. Now, the only way to get out of it is jnanam. One who has no free will, he is under nature. So all other creatures don't cross the border. One who has attained jnanam, he has transcended. He is not bound. In between, almost all of us are caught. Yascha moodhatamo loke. Yastu buddhehe param gataha. Tavubhau sugamethayate klishyatyantharito janaha. Those who are in between, they suffer. The moodha, the fool, he is not affected. One who has transcended the intellect, he also is free. But this in-between person is suffering. So the only way, you cannot become a moodha now. You cannot go back. The only way is walk ahead. Transcend. Go beyond. Yastu buddhehe param gataha. That is the only way. So that you cannot attain without yoga, Bhagavan says. Because wherever you are, from there you have to start. You are in the field of action, purify your action. Offer your action to Bhagavan. Swadharmam aradhanam. Through your swadharma, do aradhanam. Yoga yuktaha vaidigena karma yogena ishvara samarpita rupena. Phala nirapekshena yuktaha munihi mananat ishvara swarupasya munihi. Muni means one who is doing meditation on Ishvara Swarupa. Manana on Ishvara Swarupa. Saha he attains Brahma. Brahma here is sannyasa. Bhagavad Gita here says, Sannyasaha Brahma uchyate. Nyasayiti Brahma, Brahma hi paraha. Nyasa esham tapasam atiriktamahu. Paro hi Brahma, Brahma hi Para. So the highest renunciation, freedom, comes to the person by this Chitta Shuddhi Karma Yoga, Paramartha Sannyasam, Paramatma Jnana Nishtha Lakshanam. What is that Paramartha Sannyasam? Paramatma Jnana Nishtha Lakshanam. He attains that Paramatma Jnana Nishtha. Firm abidance in Paramatma, in Jnanam, in Swarupam. Such a one, na chirena. Not much time he will take. The moment he attains Jnanam, that very moment he will become free. Na chirena kshiprameva adhigacchati prapnodi. What? Brahma. Brahma also means sannyasa. It also means sakshatkaram, jnanam. He will attain jnanam very quickly. When the mind is very pure, he will attain it. But without yogam, without Ishvara Samarpana Karma Yoga Anushtana, it is difficult. Yesterday we had a discussion. Those who study the Shastras, they generally think karma means only Vaidika karma. Kamya karma, Vihita karma, Kamya karma, Nishiddha karma, all these are there. For ordinary people, you can say sadhana is a special karma. You do japam, puja, yoga abhyasa, it's all special action. But that is not the mainstream of your life. So the mainstream of your life is swabhava vihitam karma. The karma that you get according to your swabhavam, also according to your destiny. Whether you like it or not. According to your destiny, you get an action. Destiny and free will are not two. Destiny works as free will. Suppose a person wants to become a doctor. He gets the free will for that. His free will is released to study for that, to get admission for that, to study and become a doctor. We cannot segregate the free will and destiny. And that free will decides his destiny. And that is the field of his action. So in that field of his action, he is free like a tethered cow. To the extent of the rope, the cow is free. Not beyond that. So a freedom is there, but freedom is not there. So in that field of action, you have free will. But do you have absolute free will? No. Compared to some other doctor? No. Compared to some other field of action? No. In this field of action, free will is there. One has to clean way, one has to understand this. This is my field, this I know. And this free will itself is my destiny. So with this, I will offer this to Bhagavan. With that action, he trains himself. See, you should not convince Aradhana means again puja. No. Karma yoga is bhakti yoga. Then you understand, don't bring this money, flower, udubati, etc. there. You will get confused. All these things have in a way distorted our understanding. A doctor is there, the patient is coming, Bhagavan is coming. And in him, the doctor can worship Bhagavan by looking at him as with real love, concern, in whatever way he can serve him. It can be social service, it can be good humanitarian work, it can become a spiritual practice also. It all depends upon the person. Just a normal good human being, he is serving him, that is a different thing. But how to train, make it a spiritual practice? That needs your own meditation also. Your own spiritual understanding also, seeing the adhiyajna in another person. Bhagavad Gita uses the word adhiyajna. Adhibhutam, adhiyajnam, etc. So you see, even for a guru it is like that. And a great Vaidya was there, used to say that the work of a Vaidya is to see the true Vaidya in the patient. And just to invoke that Vaidya in the patient. And the Vaidya knows that I cannot do anything other than invoking that inner physician, inner healer in that person. A guru also is like that. A guru knows I cannot do anything. I have to invoke the real guru inside the disciple. If the real guru is listening to this invocation, the disciple will attain highest jnana. If the real guru is sleeping, nothing can be done. Heedless, nothing can be done. So in Bhagavata, Shruti Gita is like that. Jaya Jaya Jahi Ajam Ajita Dosha Grubhita Gunam. The Guru is telling, oh Bhagavan, wake up, wake up. Suprabhadam is being sung. For whom? Bhagavan inside the disciple. Wake up and open the door from within. It is like calling bell. Person has to open from within. So this is the secret of this Guru Tattva. Invoking the real Guru inside the disciple. And once that Guru Tattvam has woken up, the outer Guru's work is over. So like that, everywhere you can see this. With this Yoga Yukta, he becomes pure. Business attitude goes away. I, you, getting something, all this psychic sewage becomes pure. See, whenever someone comes, this happens. The great devotee Tukaram, they used to say, he used to run a shop. And they were very rich family. But he was a bhakta, always chanting Bhagavan Nama, Vithala, Vithala, Vithala. And it was a very bad time. Great famine was there. Drought was there. Scarcity of food was there. So, very poor people, they used to come, we do not have anything. He will say, it is all yours, take. And they will take, and he will be very happy. They are taking it. Naturally, we will ask, what will happen to his shop? Close the shop. Naishkarme siddhim paramam sannyasena adhigacchati. But what is the benefit? The benefit is Vishuddhatma. If you are seeking spiritual benefit, you should be ready even to get some loss in the world. You are not seeking benefit there. You are seeking the benefit within. Then you should be ready for this also. You are not anyway doing renunciation by will. But renunciation happens, be happy. And the greatest benefit is you are having that spiritual joy, selflessness, Vishuddhatma. Vichitatma. Vichitatma means in various dimensions, various meaning. When the mind becomes pure, more and more you become aware of Atma. You are winning over your self-knowledge. That is also Vijitatma. Another meaning is you control your senses, your mind, your body. There also you are Vijitatma. You are transcending the ego. That is also Vijitatma. You are able to discipline yourself, not get overpowered by your selfish drives. That is Vijitatma. Only when you are able to achieve this, true Vijitatma happens. So Vijitatma, Jitendriya, the senses are all put to order. Vijitatma Jitendriya, then he becomes a jnani, an enlightened being. Sarvabhutatma Bhutatma. Sarvabhuta Atma Bhuta. He is Atma Bhuta. He is Brahma Bhuta. He becomes one with all. He is the self of all. The simple thing is, the individual sense, the Jiva Bhava is removed. The person become one with the infinite. Brahma Bhuta. Sarva Bhuta Atma Bhutatma. There is no question of this is mine, this is not, this is his. All this separation is gone. Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma Kurvannapi. Even though he is incessantly active, na lipyate. He no more gets attached, no more gets affected by selfishness. Kurvannapi na lipyate. Yada punaha ayam samyak darshana prapti upayatvena yogena yuktaha. This karma yoga is upaya. You can say upaya. Upayatvena yuktaha, yoga yuktaha, vishuddhatma, vishuddha sattvaha. His chitta becomes pure. Vijitatma, vijita dehaha. He has purified his body also. Vijita indriyasya, sarvabhutatma bhutatma, sarvesham brahmadinam stamba paryantanam bhutanam atma bhutaha. Atma pratyakshetanaha. Yasya sa sarvabhutatma bhutatma samyak darshi. Samyak darshana is right understanding, true jnanam. Sa tatra evam vartamanaha lokasangrahaya karma kurvannapi. He is doing karma for the sake of the well-being of the world. As a dharma, for the good of the world, good of many. Bahujana hitaya, bahujana sukhaya. For the world, for the good of all. Loka sangraham evapi sampashyan kartumarhasi. So like that he is doing, na lipyate. Na lipyate loka dukkhena bahyaha. Kurvanneveha karmani jijivishet shatam samaha. Evam tvai nanyatetosti na karma lipyate nare. Karma will not stick to him. Nothing will corrupt him. Nothing will pollute him. He is really free. This is the sarvabhutatma bhutatma kurvannapi na lipyate. Nacha asau paramarthadaha karoti. He is a paramartha jnani. Actually, he is not doing anything. How is it possible? The Upanishad says he is like the natural forces, like the wind, like the sun, like the clouds. Yatha vayuhu, yatha abhram, yatha sthanayitnuhu. Like the lightning. It has no doership, but actions are happening in nature. Without doership. We think without doership action is impossible, but the entire universe is acting without doership. In our own body, air is going inside, coming out without doership. Blood is flowing, heart is pumping. It is not, we are not thinking, I am doing. What great work day and night, pumping the blood. Breathing, taking the breath inside, leaving it out. No work, it is all natural happening. But the ego comes somewhere in between and tells, I am the doer. By jnanam, what happens? That ignorance is given up, that is all. When such a person is active, he is not affected by kartrutva bhava. Because this kartrutva bhava is blazing forth, burning inside, giving so much trouble to the mind. I am the doer. Aham karteti. Aham mana mahakrishna hidam shitaha. Naham karteti. Vishwasa amritam pitva sukhi bhava. This aham mana, I am the doer. This ego, it is like a poison of a snake, cobra. What is the antidote? Naham karteti. I am not the doer. Bhagavan is doing. Bhagavan is karta. I am only an instrument. Vishwasa amritam. Even if you have not attained jnanam, have vishwasam, have faith that Bhagavan is doing. I am only an instrument. Amritam pitva. Drink this nectar. Sukhi bhava. Attain sukham, happiness. Sukham bandhat pramuchyate. The person gets released from bandha, from bondage. Very, very simple way. So this Bhagavan continues in the next shloka. We will read that shloka. Naiva kinchit karomiti.
Naiva kinchit karomiti.
Yukto manyeta tattvavit.
Yukto manyeta tattvavit.
Pashyan shrinvan sprishan jighran.
Pashyan shrinvan sprishan jighran.
Ashnan gachan swapan shwasan.
Ashnan gachan swapan shwasan.
Pralapan visrijan grinhan.
Pralapan visrijan grinhan.
Unmishan nimishan napi.
Unmishan nimishan napi.
Indriyani indriyartheshu.
Indriyani indriyartheshu.
Vartanta iti dharayan.
Vartanta iti dharayan.
What we already spoke, the same idea Bhagavan is saying. Tattvavit. Yogi, he has come to the understanding that naiva kinchit karomi. I am not doing anything. Not a little bit I am doing. This is not humility, this is understanding. Naiva kinchit karomiti yuktaha. One who has found the true state of the self is yukta. Yada viniyatam chittam atmani eva avatisthate nispriha sarvakamebhyaha yukta ityuchyate tada. That is the definition. When the mind withdrawn from the world abides in the Atman, the self, your true nature, then it is called yukta. Right place it is sitting. Then yukta ityuchyate tada. Then everything else around you will fall to right harmony. So such a yukta, what does he think? Naiva kinchit karomi. I am not doing anything. He is a tattvavit. He knows the tattvam. He is also like anyone pashyan. He is seeing, shrinvan, listening, sparshan, touching, jigran, smelling, asnan, eating, gachan, going, swapan, sleeping, shvasan, taking and leaving the breath, pralapan, talking, visrajan, giving up, grinnan, taking, opening the eyes, closing the eyes, nimishan, unmishan, nimishan api. All these activities are happening, but the Jivan Mukta knows the senses are having contact with the objects, but both have nothing to do with me. It is all nature. I am the self. Asangoham, 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 punah punah. I am the self. I am Atma. I am Shuddha Chaitanyam. In me all this arises, remains and goes back. Nothing can touch me. So this is the jnanam of a tattvavit, tattvajnani. Atmanaha yathatmyam tattvam veti iti tattvavit. One who knows the real swarupa is tattvavit. Paramarthadarshi ityartaha. Kada katham va tattvam avadharayan manyate pashyan iti. Manyeta. Tasya evam tattvavidaha sarvakaryakaranacheshtasu karmasu akarmaiva pashyataha. All the karyakarana, senses, mind are all active, but he is ever aware of the akarmatma swarupa. He is akarmatma darshi. He knows his real nature is not doing anything. Akarmaiva pashyataha sarvakarma sannyase eva adhikaraha. Here Bhagavad Pada brings that Shastra Bhasha. He says, for him, Sarvakarma Sannyasa eva adhikar. He is not qualified for doing anything now. He has gone out. For him, Sarvakarma Sannyasa eva adhikaraha karmanaha abhava darshanat. He has found that karma is not real. Abhava. Nahi mrigatrishnikayam udagabuddhya panaya pravartaha. Udagabhava jnane api tatraiva pana prayojanaya pravartate. A person who has seen that there is no water in mirage, even after understanding, he will not go there to drink water. Because he knows it does not exist. No, for the sake of world, go there and act as if drinking. It is not possible. You should be mentally loose. So it is not possible to do that. Prayojanam apashyan. Nahi mrigatrishnikaya udagabuddhya panaya pravtaha udaga bhava jnane api. Udaga abhava jnanam. No udagam, no water. Tatraiva pana prayojanaya pravartate. Then also he says, okay, water sometimes, we don't know. So water might be there. That means he has not really seen the mirage. So one who has seen the mirage, he is a tattvavit. So he no more gets deluded by the thought that I am the doer. So this is the essence of that jnanam. So this is today's Gita. We will continue tomorrow evening Bhagavad Gita morning. Vivek Chudamani Tamil. Kattala 10 maniki Pakala. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachalam, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.
Jaya Bhagavad Gita Krishna Hridaya Jate Jaya Jaya Hari Gita Janani Vandanam. Jaya Bhagavad Gita Krishna Hridaya Jate Jaya Jaya Hari Gita Janani Vandanam. Jayadya Vaidya Gite Vishada Roga Bhaje Pradatta Sarvatapahari Divya Bheshaje Veda Keda Rajesi Veda Keda Diroga Nashane Tyanta Shakta Mukti Bheshaja. Jaya Bhagavad Gita Krishna Hridaya Jate Jaya Jaya Hari Gita Janani Vandanam. Tvameva Madhavokta Samasta Bhedahantri Sankhya Karma Bhakti Yoga Mukti Varidhe Satatamatma samstham kalayamanasam tvam vihaya sarva chintamiti pragayasi. जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम् स्वल्पमप्यधीता निखिलमोहजेत्री सकलदुःखजालतूलसबलवातुला त्वदीयदिव्यवाणी सततपरिनिषेवां देवि दीयतां नो ब्रह्मवादिनी जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम् अशेषवेदसारं सखापरात्मतत्त्वं समरविमुखचित्तं सखायमब्रवीत् त्वमेव साधि गुह्या निरस्तमोहशोका पुनश्च बादरायणेन गीतवैभवा जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम् प्रपद्यमामनन्यं विमुञ्च सर्वधर्मान् अशेषपापमुक्ततां त्वमाशु गच्छसि अवाप्नुयाश्च शान्तिं स्थितिं च शाश्वतीं त्वाम् इति प्रगर्जयन्तीं भजामि मातरम् जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम् जय भगवद्गीते कृष्ण हृदय जाते जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम् जय जय हरिगीते जननि वन्दनम्